Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing really well. If you're new here, I do a lot of cryptocurrency, NFTs, real estate, personal finance related videos, and as of recent, I've delved into the world of stocks and ETFs as well. So if that's something of interest to you, then please do subscribe to my channel and be sure to follow me over on my Instagram and TikTok as well. Now, as you can tell by the title of today's video, I want to share with you how much it cost to move into my first unfurnished apartment. Now, if you're interested in finding out, keep watching. So just to give you guys a bit of context, I have moved into 3 apartments now, this one being my third, and this is my first unfurnished apartment. So this is essentially what it feels like to finally, move out of home and start from scratch. So I just want to share with you a few learnings that I've had, and if you're thinking about moving out of home, then definitely consider these options because this will not only save you money, it'll also save you some time as well and just make it a little bit more easier and make the process of moving into your first home or apartment a little bit more easier for you so you're not super stressed out. So I'm going to take you through some of the learnings and some of the points and tips that I've got for you, and then towards the end of the video I'm going to share with you how much it cost me and my partner Ravi to move into this apartment because it is unfurnished. So let's get started. So if you're thinking of moving out of home for the first time, for whatever reason it is, I would 110% suggest that you move into a furnished apartment. Now, the reason I say that is a few reasons actually. Now, the first one is you may not know, especially if you're moving out for the first time, you may not know whether you want to do this for the long term. You may want to do this temporarily, and this would be a good sort of transition into living at home with everything provided and then moving into a new place that's got furniture, it's got cutlery, it's got plates, dishes, cups, glasses, it's got a bed, it's got a dining table, TV, sofa, it's got everything that you need. I think this is an easier transition, and it definitely doesn't cost more than the normal price of renting anyway. So what I personally found out, because I did this when I first moved out of home because I didn't know if I was making the right decision to leave home and live on my own or live with my friends. So I wanted to make sure that I rented a furnished apartment because I just didn't know if that was something I wanted to do, and plus I've never lived out of home, so I want it to be easy as possible for me. This will not only teach you to live on your own, learn how to cook, learn how to spend time on yourself and be with yourself, but you also don't know what type of furniture you're after. If you are someone like me that hadn't even thought about that and you're thinking of leaving home, then you don't know what furniture you want to get. You don't know what type of aesthetic you like, and you want to purchase obviously furniture that is going to be something you like and is going to be there for the long term. And personally for me, I didn't know what I wanted until, of course, now that I've lived on my own for a few years now, I definitely know the type of aesthetic that I want, and I'm happy to purchase my own furniture at this point. Not only that, but moving into a furnished apartment can also put you at ease in terms of other expenses that come about when you're moving out of home for the first time. So you've obviously got electricity bills, you've got gas bills, water bills, you're gonna have to get the groceries. If you've got a car, you need to obviously pay for rego, you need to pay for petrol. Obviously, you've got to pay for rent as well, which will be a huge portion of your paycheck. So having the furniture component of the apartment or house already done for you just puts you at a little bit more ease financially. And if possible, I mean, this is not absolutely necessary. When I moved out of home for the first time, I had actually a 6-month lease, which I then extended to about 9 months, going month by month because I wanted to find an apartment that was suited to my location. And when you move out of home, you really don't think about the location, you just want to move out of home. So I think if you've got a contract that is there less than 12 months is usually good, because usually you don't know where you want to live and you're just moving like that because you want to leave home. So moving after that, I think, is a great option as well, to find something that may be also furnished as well, just if you don't have an idea as to what you want and you're still sort of getting into the groove of how things work when you've moved out of home. Now, what I personally did when I moved out, especially into my second apartment that was also furnished, I didn't really like some of the furniture in the apartment, so I actually took that out and I put it into the storage cage, and at my own pace buy a few things here and there that would eventually then come with me into my unfurnished apartment, which is what we have done now. So I have obviously picked out my own sofa when I was living in the previous apartment, picked out my own coffee table, a few rugs, I had my study table. So I had a few of the basics. I had a mattress, which I have obviously moved across with me and taken into this unfurnished apartment. Definitely has made things a little bit easier. I've also picked up some plates, some knife sets, some mugs as well, so it makes the moving process easier so that you don't feel overwhelmed, because let me tell you, there is a lot involved with moving in. You need to buy all the furniture from scratch otherwise. I mean, we still had to because we didn't have all of the big items, which I will talk through in a little bit, but having these little things accumulating over time definitely does help. Okay, now that you've lived in a furnished apartment and you're ready and you're thinking about moving into an unfurnished apartment, then I would highly recommend, just to help yourselves and so you don't feel overwhelmed and stressed out when it does come time for the move, is to write everything down. Now, I wanted to make sure that I had all of the dates lined up. I wanted to make sure I had a list of everything that was required for me to purchase when I moved into this unfurnished apartment. Okay, now let's get to the part where I talk through some of the costs involved with moving apartments. Now, this obviously depends on how much furniture you've got, but for Ravi and I, moving into our first sort of unfurnished apartment definitely did cost us a lot, because Ravi's obviously got his furniture as well. I've got my furniture. We've got two different locations. So the moving cost as a whole, with little expenses included, which you don't really need to care about, was about $1,500, which is definitely a lot, but I mean, it had to be done. A few things that people sort of tend to forget is buying boxes for the move, buying sticky tape, box cutters to open the boxes once you've reached your new apartment, and then obviously starting off with the kitchen. So there were definitely a few things that we had to pick up, and I wanted to make sure that we had sets of everything. So we had to pick up things like mugs, a kettle, a toaster, cutlery, more cutlery, wine glasses. I've got a bar cart in there, some drinking glasses, plates, fridge, storage containers, and a microwave. So those were a few of the expenses that we had to fork out for the kitchen. So as I'm going through this, you can definitely make a note of this for yourself, just so you've got a bit of a checklist as well. So in terms of my studio setup in this room, I obviously had to purchase another desk because I just gave my previous desk to Ravi, so he's got that one. I have purchased a new monitor as well. I've got some camera equipment, and all of that collectively definitely going to set me back a fair bit. Now, moving on to the living room, I've got a few major living room expenses like the TV entertainment unit, the sofa. Ravi wants to get a barbecue. I want to get some bar stools, some lamps, plants, the living room rug, some paintings. I want to get a fancy chair as well. And then we've obviously got to consider some outdoor seating arrangements as well. And then moving on to the bedroom, we need to obviously pick out the bed frame. I've already got the mattress. We need to pick out side tables, table lamps, and then moving on to the laundry, we've got the washing machine, the iron, the ironing board, and some bathroom bins. I've just given another buffer of about $1,000 for little things around the house that we haven't yet sort of finalized, but I think that will all be in there. Now, everything together, we've obviously made sure that everything is of good quality and is definitely going to keep us, you know, running for the long term. We haven't really resorted to options that are cheap and we are going to have to sort of buy in the next few years. We want to get this for long term, so we have decided to sort of invest in good quality furniture, good quality appliances, and we want to make sure that this is all going to not have to, you know, waste our time later on in searching and finding more appliances and more furniture. We don't want things to break. So all up, that total has come to about $28,000, almost $30,000 for our move. So Obviously, it has sort of transitioned over the years. It has made it easier for us to understand what we want, and we have slowly started purchasing things just to make sure that we take advantage of a few sales as well if possible. If you are interested in saving a few more dollars, I actually have a Shopback link which you can use. I'll leave it down in the description box below. It's not sponsored, by the way, it's just something I want to share with you guys because I have saved a lot of money by using Shopback and other cashback reward schemes as well. So $30,000 is what it has cost us to move into this unfurnished apartment. Now, this is still going to add because we still have an upstairs as well that we need to actually furnish. We don't know what we're going to do with that space. It's an outdoor space, so need to figure that out. Also didn't mention, but this is actually a penthouse as well, so we definitely have to consider upstairs. So that's it, guys. These are a few tips which I hope you guys take on board if you are moving out for the first time. Definitely consider a furnished apartment just to make the transition easier, and then transition your way into an unfurnished apartment. Now, if you do want to follow my journey, definitely be sure to do that over on my Instagram account and my TikTok account as well. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Thanks, guys.